What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Welcome back to the greatest afternoon show in the world, and that is AC Reviews the World. And I am your host, AC the Engineer. And what episode we at? We are at episode 114. Yes, 114. We are at 114. It is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026, year of our Lord. Hopefully everybody had a good day today. We're starting a little later today, but you know we always start between 6 and 7, Monday through Friday. And you know what we got? We got 4 different crazy topics that we need to look over and that we need to review together. Remember, y'all, just always the housekeeping. Remember, if you disagree with anything I said, please leave me a comment and let me know. Let's have a discussion about it. I'm not gonna say I know everything. I'm not gonna say I understand everything. That is why I need y'all to come in there, tell me what your thoughts are, tell me if I misunderstood something. So let's have a review together. That's the whole thing. Let's review this world together. Remember, y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. And one of the main important things, make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're drinking your water. But like Future said, let's have a sensational show today. So like I said, we got 4 topics, like always, that we're going to discuss today. And you know how I like to do it. Let's jump right into it. The first topic for today is we got to go to the Bronx. You know, a lot of crazy stuff happened in the Bronx. And today we're going to be looking at a murder-suicide. And it looks like a man ended up killing his mother, his sister, and himself. There's some mentally ill. There's some deranged. We don't know what this is. We don't know if we can chalk this up to mental illness. We don't know if this is just downright crazy. What is happening in the world? But let's get over into this video. We got 2 videos to look at. And of course, we'll do the AI breakdown so we can see if we missed anything. But let's jump over into it and see what we got. Let's see what we're talking about.
We do have some breaking news that we do want to tell you about this morning. This is something that we first heard about at about 8 o'clock this morning. This is a shooting that happened up in the Bronx. Let's go to Jim Smith. Jim, we're going to cue him through our assignment desk. So Jim, talk to us about what's happening.
And we are following breaking news out of the Spite and Dival section of the Bronx, where according to police, 2 people have been shot and killed with a 3rd person injured. This all started just before 8 o'clock this morning. Police were called to 2500 Johnson Avenue in the Spite and Dival section of the Bronx for reports of multiple people being shot. Once they arrived, they found that 3 people had been shot. 2 people, a man and a woman in their 50s, were both pronounced dead at the scene after being shot in the head. A 3rd person, a woman in her 80s, was taken to Harlem Hospital. She is reported to be in stable condition. Police are still on the scene of the shooting, conducting an investigation. At this point, it's unclear whether police have any suspects. We understand at this point no arrests have been made. Again, very early in the investigation process. Again, it was at this location, 2500 Johnson Avenue in the Bronx, where police responded to the shooting. Once again, 2 people shot and killed, a man and woman in their 50s, a woman in her 80s.
Okay, let's go over into our next video and see what details they can really give us.
3 people shot, 2 fatally, in what police are calling an apparent murder-suicide. Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles joining us live from the scene in the Riverdale section with the latest developments. Darla.
David, this is a tragic story unfolding here in the Bronx, where police say a 59-year-old man shot and killed his 55-year-old sister and critically injured his 86-year-old mother. I want to show you a live look of how the investigation is unfolding here on Johnson Avenue. This is a massive co-op building, a very well-known co-op building in this area, the Winston Churchill, and that investigation is taking place on the 1st floor where the shooting happened. Now, let me just show you some video how this has been unfolding for the last 4 hours. A 911 call came in at 9:57 a.m. Investigators say a doorman heard one shot, called 911 and walked around the hall That is where a man was discovered in the hallway with a firearm recovered right next to him on the ground in the hallway. Then detectives now say they believe he fatally shot his sister in the bedroom and critically injured the mother, who was found in another room on the ground floor of the apartment. Investigators have not yet released the names of those who were shot and killed and the 86-year-old woman injured, but the 55-year-old woman who lived here was well known in the building.
She was a wonderful, full of life person. She loved to dance. She worked for the state of New York, and she was just about to retire, although I don't think she was even 50. Just a wonderful neighbor, wonderful friend, full of life. And the whole thing is a terrible shock.
Again, this investigation unfolding here. The 86-year-old woman was found shot in the face. She was taken to Harlem Hospital, is in critical but stable condition at this moment. Again, the names of the individuals involved in this horrible, tragic murder-suicide not yet released. The investigation ongoing. Reporting live in the Riverdale section of the Bronx, Darla Miles, Channel 7.
Now, I can't understand any reasonable situation or any situation in general to where a man would want to kill his own sister, then his mother, then himself. That just screams some kind of issue in the head to me. It can be mental health, it can be crazy. It's just the whole situation is a wild situation. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just so we can see what else we can find out from this whole situation. So like I said, it happened today, January 22nd, an apparent murder-suicide at the Bronx apartments, resulting in 2 deaths and 1 critically injured. The shooting took place on the first floor. Took place on the first floor of the apartments. The police responded after a 911 call at 8 a.m. So the victims, you have a 59-year-old woman found dead at the scene with a gunshot wound to the head, an 86-year-old woman, and that is the suspect's mother. She was shot in the face and is transported to the hospital in critical but stable condition. And then you have the suspect, a 55-year-old man, who was found dead in the hallway with an apparent self-inflicted gun wound to the head. The suspect was identified as a Port Authority police officer with over 20 years of service, most recently stationed at the airport. They have confirmed that the shooter was a 23-year member of the force. While the investigation believes the incident to be domestic in nature, they are still working to determine specific motives. 2 firearms and the suspected Port Authority identification were recovered at the scene. So that is the main thing that so let's see what the most current condition of the 86-year-old woman is. I'm assuming still. So as of late afternoon, the 86-year-old woman is in critical but stable condition. Medical personnel reported that she suffered a gunshot wound to the face. While injuries are life-threatening, authorities have indicated that she is expected to survive. And then, like they said, she is the victim of she is the mother of the 55-year-old shooter and the 59-year-old woman killed at the scene. What can drive now this man is, how old is he again? 55 years old. What drives a 55-year-old man to want to kill his mother and sister, then himself? It has to be something mentally related, something in the head. It's a tragic, and he was the craziest. He's a police officer of 20 years working at the airport. It just goes to show you anybody can be suffering from something mentally. Anyone can, I don't know if it just snapped. I would like to think since he was a police officer, he went through some kind of mental health evaluation so they understood how he was sitting mentally. But did the job put too much stress on his mental? Was he just a mentally ill person to begin with? Why kill your mother and sister? It's a crazy situation. Hopefully the mother survives and we can get some idea, or survives and is able to talk to us or talk to the media or the police and tell us if we can have any inkling of why this situation began. What caused this situation? Because I would hate to think that he's just snapped. But some people might think that's better if he just snapped than if he was just dealing with stuff all throughout it. Yeah, it's a crazy situation, no matter how you look at it. He was just serving him. Absolutely crazy, y'all. The world is a crazy place. The world is an absolutely crazy place. Hopefully we get some more information about it, because we don't know. Sometimes we just don't know what to do. Absolutely crazy. You say what he's saying? He was just serving and protecting them from life. It's a crazy situation, no matter how you look at it. We'll keep up with this story to see what else we can find out. But New York in general has a lot of crazy things going on. A lot of crazy things. But let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Let's pivot over to the next topic today. And it's even crazier. It's even crazier, and doesn't surprise, well, it always surprises me, but doesn't surprise me that more crazy stuff happens. We got a Glendale firefighter who for some reason ends up killing his wife. Jesus. It's all, but you got police in the first one, then you got a firefighter in this one. Anybody can be affected. Anybody can be a criminal. Anybody can be a murderer. But let's get over into it and see what else we can find out about this whole situation. No matter how you look at it, it's crazy. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's jump into the video.
An unnerving story out of North Hollywood. A Glendale firefighter in custody after police say he bludgeoned his wife to death. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez, live in North Hollywood. Details on a grisly story. Christina.
Yes, I tell you the details. Let me step out of the way so you can see what's going on. Right now, they do have a tow truck that is picking up the vehicle belonging to the suspect in this case, who has been identified to me by his attorney as Glendale firefighter Andrew Jimenez. He's a veteran of the Pacific Palisades fire. He was off duty this morning when he went to the Northeast Police Station, told him to come here and do a welfare check. What they found was a horrible, horrible crime scene, and they think that the weapon may have been an axe. Take a look at what we know so far. The pain is visible as family and friends piece together what happened at a home off Satsuma Avenue in North Hollywood. Police responding after the man who lives here, identified by neighbors and loved ones as Glendale firefighter Andrew Jimenez, flagged down officers at the Northeast Police Station.
He requested officers check on his wife, who resides in North Hollywood. When they entered the home, they found a female in her 50s who was deceased and who appeared to be suffered from multiple blunt force trauma.
Unnerving. Very unnerving. Neighbors horrified. They identify the couple as Andrew and Myra Jimenez, sometimes seen taking walks in the area, but not arguing before last night.
There was an argument, and a man had a fight with his wife, and he brutally beat her. It's like a horrific crime scene over there.
It's hard for me to believe that he just went crazy in this one instance and this is the first time he ever hit her. Unless he just, for some reason, he's suffering from something crazy. People will not see the signs of someone being abused from the outside. He could have been in the house beating her up, which is horrible to say. But we never know. But they said, the craziest thing, they said an axe. They said it most likely happened with an axe. Let's keep going.
I hear the detectives talking how it's something really out of like a horror flick.
We believe this was an incident of domestic violence. It was isolated, and there's no threat to public safety at this time.
And back here live again, they are still working this scene. They are waiting to remove Jimenez's vehicle. Now, his attorney telling us that their office is actually in contact with law enforcement regarding what they say is a diary of the decedent, the woman who died, apparently read moments before the homicide that verified, and I quote, infidelity. Now, they're offering that obviously as a possible motive. That's not necessarily a justification, but it does seem that something happened that ended up very badly here, obviously. And what they're saying is that there was a diary involved, and he read it, and for lack of better words, he lost it. We'll find out more as...
See, just trying to think about what could be in a diary that can make someone snap like that. And snap, just not just hit her, but snap and murder her with an axe. I mean, we're not gonna make judgments because, we're gonna think about some stuff. But of course, we gotta. A woman has died, so we gotta pay respects to that. But I would like to know what was in the diary. Hopefully, we get some idea about it. Was she like cheating with his best friend, his brother? What made him snap? And was he never a violent person to her, or is just a series of events that just led up to this? He was always beating her. That's what I would like to know. But let's go over into this next video and see what else we can find out.
In other news, an off-duty Glendale firefighter is under arrest tonight, accused of bludgeoning his wife to death with an axe. Officials say the firefighter went to a local police station and asked the officers there to do a welfare check at his home, telling them that he and his wife had been fighting.
A diary found at the scene may provide clues into a motive for the attack. Rachel Menitoff is live in North Hollywood with the latest on the grisly homicide investigation. Rachel.
Cher, Rick, a member of the LA Teachers Union, tells us the victim was a local elementary school teacher. He says he was at this couple's wedding in 2014, that he recently saw them at a retirement party, and he never noticed any signs of conflict or violence between them.
Such a violent crime, like the extreme.
Camille Cabrera watched as investigators brought out boxes of evidence, including 2 large rifles from this North Hollywood home, where a husband has been arrested on suspicion of bludgeoning his wife to death with an axe.
There's never been any violence or any domestic violence of any signs of that at all, so I'm really surprised.
The city of Glendale confirms that the suspect is firefighter paramedic Andrew Jimenez, who has been with the fire department since 2008. According to a family member's social media post, the first responder was recently promoted, seen here with his wife Myra at the recognition ceremony. His attorney says he's a distinguished firefighter who helped during the Palisades fire.
But you can see detectives are outside.
Neighbors admit they didn't hear anything unusual, but Jimenez's attorney tells KTLA in a statement, "Our office is currently in contact with law enforcement regarding a diary of the decedent, apparently read moments before the homicide, that verified infidelity by the decedent." Around 4 a.m. Wednesday morning, Andrew Jimenez walked into an LAPD station and asked officers to do a welfare check on his wife. When officers went inside their home, they found a woman in her late 40s or 50s, dead and brutally beaten.
Individual who we have in custody over at Northeast Station does appear to be responsible for the incident, and he appears to be in a cohabitating relationship with our victim.
Family members were visibly distraught as they came to the couple's home. Myra Jimenez is described by friends as a caring educator and a union representative with UTLA. And longtime neighbors are shocked to learn that a man charged with saving lives is allegedly responsible for taking one.
People, if they hear something, should be calling, even if they think it's nothing, because they could save somebody's life.
And he's supposed to be protecting us, you know? What's come of this world?
And the city of Glendale says Andrew Jimenez has been placed on administrative leave. He has been officially charged with murder and is being held on a $2 million bail. That's the very latest tonight from North Hollywood. I'm Rachel Menitoff.
Now, we don't know exactly what's in the diary because they might tell us a little something in the AI breakdown. But at the end of the day, y'all, please remember, if you find out your girl is cheating on you, just leave. There's no point in fighting, anything like that. Definitely no point of hitting her. Leave the situation. It's not worth risking your freedom. But obviously, he didn't do that. But we don't know. We don't know yet. But let's get over into this AI breakdown to see if they tell us any more information that we are missing. So as they said on January 21st, the Glendale firefighter and paramedic, Andrew, was arrested for murdering his wife at their home. So he was 45, she was 55. Discovery around 4:30 a.m. He walked into the LAPD and requested a welfare check on his wife. Officers responded to the couple's home, and they found her deceased with fatal blunt force trauma. So it was allegedly bludgeoned to death with an axe. And then the attorney is saying that the diary had an entry that verified infidelity just moments before the homicide. So they said he's a veteran firefighter and paramedic since 2008, and he was recently promoted. And she was the woman was a beloved elementary school teacher. Now, here's the thing. First thing I heard, I don't know if y'all think, but a lot of people say you can't trust teachers. There's other professions in that they say you can't trust, but I don't like to truly believe that. But it's a crazy situation. The couple have been married for approximately 10 years. So he has been booked on suspicion of murder and is currently held on a $2 million bond. And they have placed him on administrative leave. No matter how you look at it, it's a crazy situation. Yes, I would like to know what's in the diary. What did he read that made this man snap and murder his wife with an axe? If it's verified infidelity, she was probably saying something crazy in that diary. But at the end of the day, it's not worth risking your freedom. If someone cheats, leave the relationship. I know it's hard. I know you think the world might be ending. You probably can't imagine that the woman you love, or woman or man, you got to do it from both sides, woman or man you love, could do something like this to you. But at the end of the day, it's not worth risking your freedom by hurting them. It's a crazy situation no matter how you look at it. Hopefully we get some idea of what was in the diary. What did he actually read? Who did she cheat with? You can think about who you think she cheated with that made this man snap. Somebody close to him. Or he could have just been already on the edge and she just admitted to infidelity with a random person. Some people can't control their anger. It's a sad but true reality of the world. That is why a lot of people end up dead. And then especially we're not even talking about YNs when YNs aren't taught to control their anger. It's a tragic situation. A woman has died. No matter what she did not deserve to die for it. But let me know your thoughts on this whole situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Who do you think she was cheating with? Who could make a man snap so bad that he ends up killing her with an axe? And do you think he has a history of domestic violence, or was just a one-time thing that when he saw it, he snapped? But at the end of the day, his life is over with. And he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life, hopefully. Because, man, you do the crime, got to do the time. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. It's a crazy situation. We're going to pivot over into the next topic that we're going to be discussing today, and that is we got nightmare landlords. We got a landlord who is accused of doing some of the most egregious things to some of his tenants. You gotta be careful with who you decide to, whose place you decide to rent. We especially people who are older understand that, because some people do some crazy things. But let's get over into it and see about this whole situation. Let's jump into it.
A grand jury has returned an indictment against a Burlington County man who's accused of drugging and molesting two men who were renting rooms at his home. 60-year-old Craig Cardella pled not guilty to 17 counts of kidnapping, 18 counts of aggravated criminal sexual contact, and dozens of other charges. Investigators say a man told police he awoke to find Cardella in his bed, holding a mask over his face and touching him sexually. A search of Cardella's home turned up chloroform, prescription sleep medication, and a camcorder, according to police.
Oh, hold on.
We turn now to disturb.
Hold on. I wasn't expecting them to say a man, first of all. I mean, it's... You wake up and find Buddy in your bed? This is why you sleep. This is why I sleep with... This is why you need to sleep with protection. You made me laugh. That was funny. Oh my god! But let's keep going, y'all. Let's keep going and let's keep going into this video.
Allegations in Burlington County, New Jersey. Tonight, a landlord is facing dozens of charges. This after being accused of drugging and molesting tenants in Mansfield Township. Prosecutors now urging anyone who believes they were a victim to come forward. Action News reporter Brianna Smith following this story. She joins us live tonight in Mansfield Township with an update on what we're learning about this investigation. Brianna.
Greg, court documents show these alleged crimes began more than 5 years ago and they were all recorded. Now, police say at least 2 victims were drugged and sexually assaulted, and they believe there are more.
It's just sad and frightening.
Residents who asked to remain anonymous are still in shock after learning what allegedly happened inside this home on Greenbrook Drive in Mansfield Township.
Yeah, it's awful. It's crazy the fact that they're like literally houses down.
60-year-old Craig Cardella is accused of drugging and molesting at least 2 men who rented rooms at his house.
Maybe seen him 4 times throughout like maybe the 5 years that we lived here.
The investigation began in December 2024 after one victim told police he woke up to Cardella in his bed sexually assaulting him. The criminal complaint states, quote, Cardella placed a silicone mask over his mouth and nose. He smelled an odor coming from the mask that he described as smelling like permanent markers. It goes on to say the victim was groggy and terrified and pretended to sleep.
Having 2 little kids and, you know, like the community, like there's a lot of other little kids around here. So, yeah, we don't need any of that over here.
When police searched the home, they found a safe containing masks, a camcorder, hard drives, glass bottles with chloroform, sleep medication, and SD cards. Detectives believe Cardella used the chloroform to prevent the victims from waking up.
Do you think this is a safe neighborhood? This is a good area. My kids would be safe. They can go and walk outside, but then they're not.
After a lengthy investigation, Cardella was indicted on 72 charges more than a year after his arrest. Now police urge other victims to come forward.
Wow, and they're probably afraid to speak up, and there's going to be a lot of psychological, trauma.
Now, this is a crazy situation, and we need to, first of all, no matter who you, man or woman, if you are sexually assaulted, please go see authorities. Please go see authorities, because no one is allowed to do that. No one should get away with doing that to you. It's a tragic situation. And it's a sad reality that we gotta say it, that men who this happened to, especially men who this happened to, who are sexually assaulted by another man, they fear to come forward, because especially if you're a straight man, you're gonna fear that people are gonna look at you as that you're not a real man, as that you're something less than a man. And no matter what happens, you need to come forward and let the person be punished for what he's done. It's a tragic situation no matter how you look at it. And there are some creepy men, horrible, nasty men in this world. Absolutely crazy. Let's go over into the AI breakdown and see what else we can find out about this whole situation. Absolutely crazy. Let's jump into it. So as we know, in January 2026, the 60-year-old man was indicted on 72 charges for allegedly drugging and sexually assaulting 2 men who rented rooms from him. So he is accused of using chloroform and prescription sleeping medication to incapacitate his tenants so he could molest them while they were helpless. The investigation began in December 2024 when a tenant reported waking up to finding the old man in his bed, holding a mask over his face and touching him sexually. During the search of his home, the detective discovered a safe containing 2 bottles of chloroform, prescription sleep aids for medical masks, and camcorders and digital storage devices. So he is charged with 72. He is indicted in 72 counts, 17 counts of first-degree kidnapping, 18 counts of third-degree aggravated criminal sexual contact, 18 counts of invasion of privacy, 18 counts of endangering another person, 1 count of fourth-degree stalking. So on Tuesday, January 20th, he appeared before the Superior Court and pleaded not guilty to all charges. Bro, they found chloroform and tapes. But authorities believe that there may be additional victims and request to anyone who has information to come forward. This is a horrible, horrible, nasty crime. 72 counts. It must have... I would like to know, did it happen over the years? Did it happen to somebody more than one time? Why didn't they fight back? Did they feel like they couldn't fight back? It's a tragic situation no matter how you look at it. And I am happy that he is caught. Hopefully, he stays in jail and stays in jail for the rest of his life. But if we're being honest, he might like it. He might like being in jail. Jesus Christ. The world is a crazy place, y'all. The world can be a horrible place. Again, if anyone has ever dealt with anything or is going through something, please go seek professional help. It's a tragic situation. And anyone who does that needs to deserve to spend the rest of their life in jail. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that situation. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. You funny. Who? Let's pivot over into the next topic. And see what else we can... The last topic we're going to be talking about today. This next one it's a little lighter, but still something tragic. We got an older woman who got scammed out of $176,000, her life savings. From where? The good old Facebook. So let's get over into that. We got a video to look at. And then we're going to get over into AI breakdown just to see a little something else about it. $176,000 you get scammed out of on Facebook. Crazy situation. Let's get into it.
Brentwood woman lost her life savings after accepting a remote job she thought was with Facebook.
I thought I was doing the right job researching. They said everything right and took everything.
She learned the hard way. The job was not legit. 7 on your side, Stephanie Sierra worked directly with Meta to take action on this case.
She is here to share an important warning for all of us. Stephanie.
It's Karita and Amma. We're seeing more and more cases where scammers are using advancements in AI to lure people into remote work as a way to make fast cash. But in this case, the scammers impersonated Facebook and what appears to be the victim's own profile to do it.
And it just infuriated me.
Dawn Furseth says she lost everything she's worked for within a mere month and a half.
How much money did you lose?
$176,000.
Whoo.
Yeah. But learned a lesson for sure, and that's why I wanted to share it.
The 60-year-old Brentwood resident.
I don't know what kind of lesson you want to learn that costs $176,000, but honestly, I'm happy she's sharing it, but I don't even know if I want to. I wouldn't even want my face to be shown. Man. I'm not trying to see nobody if someone scammed me out of $176,000. Hopefully she gets it back. That's what I'm praying for.
And just finished a contract working for a Bay Area software company. This past October, she started searching for new opportunities.
You know, you get these emails that say, hey, we've got a part-time job for you, remote situation. In the situation I was in, it sounded like, okay, let me try it.
Dawn says a woman named Lily told her this job was with Facebook's ad management center, explaining she would be placing ads at the platform as they're testing AI.
It's kind of in a beta state right now. So all the software buzzwords that my career was in software. So it seemed legitimate. And I thought, okay.
According to Dawn, she was paired with a training mentor who was coaching her during the onboarding process. But aside from one call, only communicated with her on WhatsApp.
So I had to take money from my bank via wire transfer into a crypto platform and then transfer that into the Facebook platform. And it sat there in a little digital wallet that I would then pull from to place the ads.
Dawn says
that's the first problem. I don't know what job to where if you're not working for yourself, you got to use your own money or they need access to your accounts. But hey.
Would have raised a red flag at the time.
So when you logged onto this app, it had your actual Facebook messages in it?
Yes.
Every single message?
It looked totally like it. It's the same icon, logged in with the same credentials as my normal personal Facebook. It was all the same.
She thought it was legit. In the weeks that followed, Dawn says she placed a slew of Facebook ads, and her account showed huge profits. At 6 weeks, she had one final ad to place before cashing in.
They tricked me. All I wanted to do was pull out $400,000. And I had a lot more in the wallet than that. They said, oh, you didn't do it right. You were supposed to pull everything.
Dawn says the scammers posed as Facebook's customer service, threatening to freeze all her money until she pays a 20% penalty.
Well, I didn't have anything left. And this mentor started getting really personal. The fur on the back of my neck stood up. Sorry.
$176,000 of her savings gone. Dawn says her so-called mentor then suggested she sell her car and all her physical belongings at a pawn shop to try and unfreeze her account. The messages keep coming, just haunting her.
It still is.
7 on Your Side worked directly with Meta on this case. Upon review of further documentation, Meta removed the fraudulent WhatsApp accounts that targeted Dawn. According to a WhatsApp article, the company says, we work diligently to reduce any spam or unwanted messages that might be sent on WhatsApp. However, just like regular SMS or phone calls, it's possible for other WhatsApp users who have your phone number to contact you.
Meta, the parent company of WhatsApp, says it's common for scammers to cycle victims through many platforms, making the scope and scale of these scams more challenging to detect. Now Meta is rolling out new tools to help users spot the fraud faster. In fact, the tech giant reports more than 6.8 million WhatsApp accounts linked to criminal scam centers have been suspended around the world.
The crackdown comes as Meta is exploring ways to caution users when starting a chat with someone not in your contacts by showing you additional context about who you're messaging to protect users like Dawn.
It's terrifying because I had a good job for most of my career. One stupid mistake. It's gone.
Such a horrible loss. Well, Dawn shared her story with hopes of helping others. And now WhatsApp is implementing new features to protect users like showing safety tips when you're added to a group by someone you don't know. And you can always report suspicious messages and block senders anytime on Facebook and WhatsApp. For tips on how to do that, head to our website, abc7news.com.
That is a crazy situation. Well, let me say something. If a company ever tells you to use your own money, leave the company. Unless it's your company, there should be no reason where you're working for a company and they tell you, okay, transfer some of your money into this account so you can be working out of this. Unless you're like a working for yourself type of thing where you're trying to entrepreneur. At least that's my only thing. Let's go over into the AI breakdown to see what else we can find out about this situation or learn anything else, because this is crazy. Let's get over into it. So as they know, in January 2026, she lost her life savings of $176,000 after being lured to a fraudulent remote job. So she was supposed to be a Facebook ad managing center. The training mentor communicated primarily through WhatsApp. That's the first red flag. The task scheme. So the victim was told to wire money from her bank into a crypto platform and then transfer it into a digital wallet within a fake app to pay for ads she was supposedly placing. After 6 weeks, she showed a profit of $400,000 when she attempted to withdraw the funds. The scammer posed as the customer service, claiming that she needed to pay 20% to unfreeze the account. By the time she realized it was a scam, she had lost $176,000. So red flags. So payment required. So like I just said, legitimate employees will never ask you to pay money to work or place ads for them. Come on now. Use our context clues and use some good thinking. But we got to worry about the older generation. The older generation, like I worry about my mom sometimes. I tell her anytime she gets some kind of crazy email telling her to log in or telling her or a text message telling her to go to a certain place or she owes money or something like that. No. Let me see the message first before you click on anything. Professional recruiters rarely use WhatsApp as their primary communication. Crypto and wires. Any request to transfer potential savings into crypto platforms or via wire transforms for work tools is a major red flag. What are the common face job postings on Facebook, on social media? So upfront, so let's see. So fake job postings on social medias often share specific red flags designated to exploit candidates' desire for remote work or higher pay. In 2026, experts and major job boards emphasize the following common traits. So upfront fees, the check scams. A fraudster sends you a check to deposit, then asks you to wire the portion back to them. That's one of the oldest tricks in the book. Specific payment method. They may insist on using non-reversible methods like cryptocurrency, wire transfers, or gift cards. Unprofessional communication, messaging apps, WhatsApp. Unofficial domains. Poor quality. Listing often contains significant spelling errors, grammatical mistakes, or awkward phrasing. And with AI, it's getting even harder to detect because they would just use AI to come up with a prompt. Too good to be true. Y'all got to look out for too good to be true. If it's too good to be true, it's not right. Unrealistic pay. $100 an hour for entry-level positions. Come on now. I know we all desperate for money, but $100 for entry level? Come on now. No. Extremely flexible. Suspicious hiring process. Immediate offers. Unsolicited contact. Pressure tactics. Creating a false sense of urgency. Or missing or inconsistent information, no online presence, cross-referencing failure, ghost postings, listings that stay active for months without being uploaded or updated. Sometimes use the legitimate companies just to build a talent pool rather than fill an open role. No matter how you look at it, please be careful, y'all. Please be careful. And we got to look out for our older generation and the people who aren't that tech savvy. Because with AI and with the growing computer and softwares that are growing out there, scams are getting harder to detect. I get text messages all the time telling me, oh, click this message so you got a package coming in that we weren't able to deliver. Click this message so you can go and find it and we can send it back to you. No. The message just gets left unread. Emails coming in, phone, they love to call your phone. If I don't know the number, I'm not answering nowadays. At the end of the day, y'all, please be careful, because you do not want to end up like this poor older woman who ended up losing $176,000 because I ain't even got that much into my account, so I have a heart attack. I already know it. I would have a heart attack. But no matter what you look, that's a crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that, and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But that is the end of the show today, y'all. We talked about four interesting topics today. Some crazy things and some things that we just need to review together and keep in mind for the future and how we move forward. Thank you for watching now. Thank you for watching later. I always appreciate anybody who tunes in now or watches it later after the live stream. It's a crazy world, y'all, but we got to review it together. Remember, these videos will be broken down, so you can go back and watch the one you want if you feel so inclined to do so. Remember, y'all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. It's a crazy world. But you already know, I got to play the outro. Hopefully everybody has a good day, good rest of their day. Hey, and I will see y'all tomorrow, most likely at 6 o'clock. But that's it for now, y'all. Peace.